If you would like to see how this advanced Dutch door setup comes together, keep it right here. What's up everyone, this is Priya here. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning. And if this is the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Here I share tips, ideas and inspiration to make your planner and journal spreads pretty and functional. As you can see, this is the last advanced Dutch door setup I have in here. I'm not sure what order the videos are going to come, but will have the setup coming soon. So I'm placing a few of the sticker books from Live Love Posh on the right page because I'm nearing the end of this journal. And I do have just a couple more pages to finish August, and then I'll have the days for September when I will be finishing this journal. And I'm going to be again doing something advanced today, and I'm using this pre-cut washi tapes from the washi tape shop, and this is a B5 journal from Archer and Olive. And my code Priya10 can earn you 10% off every time you shop any of these shops. And I also have some Planny Thing washi tapes which I may use, and I will also bring in some boxes possibly. So this is the summer fruits, I believe. I will have the name. And this is again pre-cut for you, and this is the washi tape version. And if you would like to see such fun setups for your planners or journals and try to get creative in your journals, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification so that you wouldn't miss any of the fun videos on my channel. And that is the washi tape or the cello tape, in fact, removed from the roll. And I'm trying to see what I can use here. And there are these clusters, these smaller clusters, which again, I almost put it down and then I realized I will roughly go and do a circle. I've done something similar starting off and then it turned out very different in an A5, and you will be very surprised to see how different it turns out in a B5. This is much bigger, so the look is very different in here. And if you have not checked out that advanced Dutch door one in the A5, I will have that linked. And I'm using the kneaded eraser to kind of make sure I have those lines the way I want. And I'm going with some, a bit more softer, just vaguely visible, because these washi tape stickers are not extremely thick, so you will see through them if there is a dark line behind there. So that is the reason I thought I will just come and erase most of it. And then I'm also trying to bring in some of these softer colors. And let me know if you have done something similar. And if you have ever shopped these stores, you know that these are some amazing stationery that you can pick up for the price you pay. And I believe it is over 29 US dollars or 39, 29, I believe. Washi Tape Shop does ship international. And this is, you see how I'm building that kind of wreath kind of formation, if you can call that. And I'm going with mixing and matching the different colors, the different sizes. And that does need some more pops of bright fruits. So this is a fun mix of leaves, flowers, and fruits. Very summery. And these definitely are summery fruits. So that's why I thought this would make for a good combination. Throwing in some leaves too. I mean, I know it's not a perfect circle per se, but I think it looks good when you have the page cut out. And going to work on the cascading kind of look at the bottom. And this is going to be, yeah, I love how there are floral arrangements, flower vases with floral arrangements, and it's a good mix of the various elements that you see. And that is the first Dutch door. I think the framework looks okay. And yeah, this is again going to be very different when it's finished. And I did come and combine some more flowers later, but as of now, I think this looks good enough. And I'm trying to decide if I need any other tapes. And that's why it is kind of, I'm looking through the washi tapes, which are right next to my arm. And this is going to be the Dutch door that's being cut out. And again, I could have edited those parts out, but then I thought it would be nice to see that the thought process is something we all go through. And this is real time again. Usually, I try to come and speed it up at least a little bit so that it is not as slow and real time as it normally happens, but once in a while you do need those as well. And yeah, let's just that I don't like that sharp edge there. I'm going to cut off that stem so that it can just stick right in that bunch. And we have, yeah, that's way better. And I'm going with, yeah, I don't think it cut all the way through. So let's just get started there. And it is going to, yeah, it's again a fun project. Sometimes I like to get started on. I've been really loving the setups lately, especially it does take me longer for the editing process because if I can speed it up, I think it does make it easier since I'm not doing the actual live audio. Because if you see, I do sit right next to a window, and sometimes it does tend to be a busy street. So if you are looking forward to a craft space tour, mine should be coming soon. I'm not sure when I would like to schedule that, but it is definitely happening. I just filmed it right when I'm finishing up all the videos for the time I'll be gone. And again, this is going to be, yeah, that's really different. And with the slimmer, I think, clusters, I think it looks very, very different from the other Dutch door setup. And that is a nice, pretty, that's a really nice set of florals. And those stickers, I think, were the ones which we cut first and then we redid that edge. So there is no paper behind there. So it is interesting to see how we can just pretend as if that's how the page was to begin with. Right when you combine the elements from either side of the page, of the Dutch door, I mean. And that's the next one. Yeah, and I'm keeping it. Yeah, just trying to also make sure that I have those elements to kind of go behind there a bit. And that will be the next door. And I have that circle I will be hoping to complete, and we need something a bit bigger. Yeah, that looks about right. A bit of overlapping is, I think, nice, especially for a fuller look. I could have done a bigger or a fuller looking cluster for the front page, but I think this gives it a good visual appeal, especially as you have a thinner frame for the front page and you have a much wider one for the back page. So you do kind of see that peeking through from behind the page. And let me know how you're enjoying the process. And it is just a matter of building all those layers. And it does look very nice once it's complete. And I did have to go through my stash a bit. And you see how I'm using up a lot of those elements which are roughly the same size. And that's our next Dutch door, which I will now come and cut out. And what is your favorite floral sticker that you have or you hope to buy someday, that you saw somewhere and you are sad that you don't have it in your collection? And that is, I mean, there are lots of these big and small shops who have some amazing stickers, and you can't buy everything. So that's a truth. So, and let me know if you have bought your favorite sticker, or are you hoping to, or do you have your eyes on something and you have, sometimes that's what happens, right? You have your eyes on something and sometimes it's just too pricey and you are waiting for a good sale. And summer is a good time to look for those, because those things do kind of make sure that you do have a chance to stock up on things that you have your eyes on. But sometimes it just gets too chaotic, if I may say so. With some sales, in the blink of an eye, a lot of products are sold out. So if you happen to have your eyes on some of those sales or certain shops, I think you should definitely check out their website if they have one, and then make sure that you tune into their social medias, and then that way you will have a clear understanding of the sales and the sale timing. So it definitely helps once you have that figured, and set your alarm so that you do not miss out on that. And yeah, I know with Arch and Olive it does happen, because I know the summer release that happened, a lot of items sold out in the first hour. Some collections, some sizes, I think it does happen with journals, especially. And A5 used to be the most popular size. And lately, I've been noticing that in addition to the A5s, or if not, sometimes before the A5s are sold out, the B6 and the A6 are the sizes that are getting popular because they're just getting sold out. And Arch and Olive did have a pre-order that they had opened for a limited time. And I'm sure if you have shopped during that time, again, you can use my code every time that happens. And the shipping happens early September, is what I'm told. So if you are somebody in the States, I think it makes sense. It's okay even if unless you are desperate to use it this summer. So I did pick up some of the items from the summer sale, and I have it waiting for me at my cousin's place. And when I meet her, I will be getting my package, and I will be having a haul video sometime in September or end of August, depending on when I can have that filmed after I'm back. So that is the next Dutch door. And if you notice, I did go ahead and cut a bit behind that peekaboo window that you see. And yeah, that didn't come out quite as neat. But I think we will go back and make sure some of those are cleaned out. I don't like when paper sticks out like this. Yeah. Hope you're enjoying the process. And let me know if you have any of these washi tapes, which I know it's been out for a while. And this, I believe, is a leisurely days, which I did start using. Yes, so this girl is definitely coming. I definitely want her here because she looks summer ready. And I'm going with, yeah, I think she needs something a bit slimmer, a bit slender. Yeah, that looks about right. And especially with that angle, that's perfect. And we will have something on her sides to make sure that she is not looking like a ghost standing out of nowhere. And I did want a few more girls, and I also went and grabbed this girl. But then I don't like how it is the exact same color. You know what I mean? It's a dress, and I really would love to bring in something else. And this tape has some girls, but I would really like to see a few different actions, and that she is one option. But I didn't quite like how it looked with the rest of what's going on. And yeah, she is just resting, lazing, and we have, yeah, and this is, I think I've used her recently, so I just was not feeling that girl at the bottom. And I'm going to use this one, which is the Carefree, and there is also the pre-cut version. And again, I was not quite happy with what I was seeing, so I grabbed this tape, which this is from an older collection, and you see how quickly you can just cut around there. And this is also the washi tape version. And I'm going with a couple of these girls from the tape, and I'm cutting those girls in one go so that we can use them all on the pages and see how handy this can be. And the gyro cut, I mean, and if you're somebody who is not used to this cutting tool, it is called a gyro cut. I think there is a gyro cut pro also, which is a bit more advanced than this, but I think this is good enough if you get the real original one. There are knockoffs, but mind you, it makes a world of difference when you pick up the original one. So that is our next girl ready for the page, and I think she looks better right there, standing at the bottom of the page, and she'll have those petals flying off, which can be a nice filler. And we'll need two more girls for the left page, because when it comes to the other side, we will have two more spots in the peekaboo windows. And I just don't want to repeat the same girl, so we will go with this girl with, I know she has a bunny friend accompanying her, but I think that's okay. It goes with the overall colors we have going on, so it should be fine. And I love that feature, additional one, just something cute to look at, right? So that is our next and the last girl being trimmed off the tape. And that is our, yeah, I don't think some parts were cut entirely. There you go. And I will have the names of all the washi tapes I'm using. You do not have to pause and write down the names. I'll have all that information for you so that it will be easier to go shopping. And don't forget to use my code Priya10 when you shop at Washi Tape Shop. And I will also be bringing in the lace washi. I think there was a bit of the video that cut off. Oh, yeah. So I did bring in that lace washi, the black one, from the Washi Tape Shop. And I also brought in a few flower clusters right there. And now we will bring some more lace washi on this side as well. And that will definitely be helpful when there is an attempt to balance the colors we have. And just, as you can see, I have used that up really well. And I'm going to lay that just at the edge, just like what we did on the other page. And I also have a few things I would love to add here. So now let's get started on the other side of these Dutch doors. And that is something I really love to challenge myself with, especially with elements that do not have like an entirely symmetrical system. It is interesting to see how we pick and choose the elements that go there. And that is going to be the challenge, if you ask me. Not everybody likes these challenges, but isn't it fun to kind of make sure that you have some parts of your brain activated when you challenge your brain, in fact, to pick elements to suit the shape or the size that you have? And if you notice, I'm not sure what happened here, but I did bring in that spring serenade, which is right at the top of that page. And that is again one of the elements from the pre-cut version that is now available. Again, this is the washi tape version. And I thought that was something nice and bright amongst all these softer florals. And this is definitely a sum of fruits and florals kind of washi tape, something fun to bring in to brighten up any spread. And this is going to be, yeah, it's every time I have a cluster, I'm trying to see where exactly it would go. And sometimes I would have to cut a lot of it off, and that's not something I like. Yeah, that could work. It's perfectly aligned for that. And we are going with these elements. And I also am consciously trying to make sure I don't have a lot of reds clustered in certain areas. A couple of stickers together is fine, but more than that, it becomes too much to balance later. And I like to kind of sprinkle in those florals just so that we can handle the colors also better. And we have these smaller elements to pick and choose and make it work for the space we have. And that's the floral cluster. Yeah, that's perfect for that space. And sometimes it's the patience that we all need for such spreads. And we don't have that most of the time. And I'm going with, yeah, I think that upper part is pretty much full, maybe except for a couple in that space. And yeah, I really like this process. And this is going to be, yeah, some of those you can, of course, trim around there. And these scraps are perfectly usable, so I don't throw any of that. And please find all the names of the sticker rolls and even the tools I'm using, say the tweezers or the scissors, the small scissors that I use for specific areas, the small areas, especially the edges, the corners, and all sorts of those spaces. You do have Journal Say, and it's a great stationery shop based in Asia. And even they ship international, so it's not a problem wherever on the globe you are. And I will have all the links to all the products I'm using. And if you notice, I do have that film strip washi that I used in the last journal setup that you saw in the beginning. And they are also from Journal Say, and it's quite versatile. And every time I pull it out, it comes out very different from the previous setup. So it's really nice to see the variety when it comes to such elements. And that's something I like to look for when I shop for stationery. So that is our next Dutch door being worked on. And again, these have really soft florals. And I think some of these are really perfect for the shape we have. And this is going to be, yeah, just a bit off the edge is fine. And you do have those smaller elements if at all you want to have like a perfectly covered peekaboo window. And that's the next one. So I wanted to bring something a bit more brighter. So that's the reason I switched it to this cluster. And that is going to be the small scissors I was talking about. And these are perfect for such spaces, you see. And just trim off the edge and you will have perfectly sized elements for smaller areas like that. And you also have this one. And we do need something at the top there. Just, yeah, I think that watermelon right next to that green leaf is perfect. And you do have these elements coming off the page, which can obviously be used somewhere else. And this is all of those small bits and pieces which are being used. And we have this bottom cluster to finish that peekaboo window. And then we'll have just a few decorative elements and some clusters that I'd like to bring in. And we will have, yeah, again, let me know how you try to match certain shapes like these. And yeah, I'm trying to make sure I don't go a lot over that edge, and that is why I could use the scissors like what I'm doing now, or I could get the gyro cut. So that is going to be our next option. And I'm also trying to see what other elements I can bring in now. And I did take my time to clean off all the bits and pieces from my fingers. And I think that's what needs to be done, or else it'll get all yucky. Because sometimes I just put it on the side of my table, and then it just becomes too much of a mess, and it's all over my scissors and tweezers. So I do need to kind of clean it. And usually I do it between my videos. And I do have a small recycle bin right next to my craft space, because I do have lots of bits and pieces that I do recycle. So that is the next Dutch door being finished off with smaller elements. And yeah, these definitely can be brought in here. And I did not like how it was sitting right next to her leg. And I had to move it down. And yeah, that looks good. Yeah, so those are our two Dutch doors all completed. And we will now need some clusters for the white spaces that we see in between here. So that is, I think, a good space for that. And I'm now trying to see where else we will need some more of those clusters. Definitely on the front and the back pages, we will need some filling to be done. And please come follow me on Instagram. I do share more spreads and more sneaks, even if they don't quite get YouTube videos. And the time you're watching this, I might be on vacation, so you may not see a very active Instagram profile. But I do tend to post there more. But of late, I have not been doing so because it has just been really busy. And I'm filling in some of those elements and some of the scraps from earlier stickers. And we have, yeah, some more filling to do. And I think those flowers right next to her dress was a good idea. And if you like to spend some time being creative, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification so that you wouldn't miss any of the fun videos coming. And please check out the other setups I have going on my channel. There is quite a lot that I have done over the past year, mostly between my creative journal, my daily journal, and some of the journals I'm prepping for a couple of my friends. You do have a good variety when it comes to the sizes and the layouts and the different type of Dutch doors I do. And these are some of the boxes from Planything. And when I last checked, these are all still available. And my code Priya10 can earn you 10% off. And it's valid on everything except current subscription boxes. And this is going to be the next clusters. And we will come and add the decor to them, but let's just finish with the boxes first. And yeah, let me know if you have any functional sticker books from Planything. If you have noticed, you do have a slightly thicker finish to the functional boxes, and that I think I really love because it's really hard to rip them unless occasionally when I get clumsy, yeah, I have done that, but most of the time it will survive a lot of repositioning. So that is the first flower arrangement going there. And We can definitely throw in a few of these here and there, and I think it's a great way of bringing in some color. And especially these taller ones, I think really bring in the color without taking up too much of the space, and she can definitely have one right next to her balcony. And we will need some more of the floral arrangements. And now we will need some more finishing touches. And if you can see, I did use up quite a lot. And in spite of that, there is quite a bit left on the roll. So you do have a lot of stickers to use up. And I'm going to switch them just so that the brighter red sits next to the black lace washi. And that looks really pretty. I'm really loving it. And I'm grabbing this summer sticker book from Live Love Posh. And I'm going to use a couple of these quotes. And I will also do some sticker surgery on some of them because we don't have very much space. I mean, some of the spaces are very limited, so you might have to reposition some of the stickers. So that's the first one. Yep, that goes there, and that looks good. Yeah, that looks about right. And here I think we will have the surgery and we will spell it just in the space we have. And yes, and let's just put it down like that. And do we need another one? Maybe, right? Just one more? Yeah, so just one more. And let me know how you like this and whether you do add quotes to your journals or you just keep it to just stickers. If at all you add stickers, or is it just pen and paper? I'm curious to know. Let's chat about it in the comments. And please find all the shops and codes and links, all that you need to find everything that you can use in your spread. And thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.